And so, welcome to Phoenix Pro Wrestling versus Gold Rush. My name is Tim Livingston. I'm sitting next to the great Eric Rich, who's been here with me for the past 4 shows.
Love it. Wouldn't miss one.
We're here with a gentleman who's been a representative of the Gold Rush Pro Wrestling.
Gold Rush,
And
yes.
it's John Roberts. Welcome, John.
Welcome. Thank you very much for
booth.
having me. This is a huge honor. On a shoot. I grew up in Novato, California. Coming to the Phoenix Theater for punk rock shows. It's an honor to be here to call professional wrestling tonight.
Well, Lucius Delight wants to talk.
Of a city named Petaluma that is good enough to introduce to you this guy, and his name is the Bright Lucian Delight.
So,
Don't boo me. You like me. You like me. Trust me. Trust me. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, allow me to introduce to you from Eureka, California, a place that's way better than here, weighing 195 pounds of the best that you've ever seen, the American Ideal, Ethan White.
Now, fellas, let me tell you about the American Ideal, Ethan White. This is a new up-and-comer on the professional wrestling scene, a graduate of the training school at the Gold Mine in Pacifica, California, the new home of the PPW boot camp. And I gotta say, he is one of the top talents to come out of the boot camp in quite some time.
well, Lucius Delight sure likes him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He looks
He's
like
his number 1 client.
Looks like Joe D'Alessandro,
And his
the old
opponent
actor
representing
from
Phoenix
Andy
Pro
Warhol movies.
Wrestling
I like his
from
I like
San
his
Jose,
look.
California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Victor Sterling.
Now, we saw Victor Sterling in our last show, and I'll tell you what, this kid impressed the hell out of
Oh,
us.
he looked great. I mean, nobody knew who he was coming out. He'd never worked in Petaluma before. By the end of the match, people were dying to see more of him. I'm so glad Sterling's back on this show.
And Victor is a guy who likes to go to the mat a lot. He's very proficient down there. Can you tell us a bit? Oh, Ethan White's
We're
not
starting
wasting
it.
time. None
That's-
chance. The
that's
bell
right.
will be rung.
That's right. Ethan White going right on the offensive. That knife edge chop there. This is the thing you got to understand about Gold Rush Pro Wrestling. We love competition. We love a fight. Let's not drag it out. Like Rick Luxury said earlier, let's get right to it. And that's what's going on in this opening contest.
Well, I'll tell you what, Victor Sterling is going all out on Ethan White, and he's going to take a powder here as Sterling gets the early advantage. And Lucius Delight's out there calming down his protege, the man from Eureka. So Humboldt County, way up north here.
Way north.
Came down to Gold Rush, to the gold mine, like you said, in Pacifica.
Yep.
And he's already making waves.
Absolutely. Already had a couple of matches under his belt up and down the California coast. Now coming here to the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma for Phoenix Pro Wrestling versus Gold Rush Pro Wrestling. This is going to be a great matchup. And Victor Sterling wants him some Ethan White.
Sterling, who didn't endear himself to the fans the last time he was out, takes the clothesline. And Ethan White is on top of the young man from San Jose. The opener.
He must have enjoyed what he saw. I remember him saying that he would rather be way back in San Jose than stuck in Petaluma. And I think he really enjoyed the crowd here for the first time in Petaluma.
First cover of the match there after the leg drop, and kind of a weak hook of the leg there. Ethan didn't get everything he needed to after that leg drop. And now the European uppercut that sends Sterling into the corner, and he's going to follow up with some shoulders to the gut.
Well, look at the way he's attacking him. He's going right to the abdomen, trying to cut off a little bit of that airflow. You know, he's attacking the core, and if he's able to maintain that pressure on the core of Victor Sterling, Sterling's cardio it's going to be useless in this matchup.
So there's Sterling battling back with the right hand and a kick to the quadricep, and now he's going right after that knee.
And that's where we saw him shine last time. He told me before the match that he likes to grind people down and beat them up, and that's exactly what he did.
But he needs to leave his hands off of Lucius Delight. There's no reason he should be touching him. His match is with Ethan White in the center of the squared circle.
Well, on the counterpart, Lucius probably should not have been up on the apron, but point taken as White goes to work and just chokes the life out of Sterling there, and Sterling again in trouble here. This is the opening match of this collaborative effort between Phoenix Pro Wrestling and Gold Rush. A great main event, as you saw at the top of our show. Rick Luxury, Manny Mars, Sin, and Jeff Cobb with the winner getting a look at the PPW Championship. held by Bobby Hart on September the 25th here in Petaluma. And all 4 of those guys are going to give their all to try and get that opportunity.
That's going to be big.
I tell you what, Jeff Cobb is one of the greatest specimens I've ever seen in professional wrestling. The things that man does to opponents inside that 20 by 20 squared circle on that stretched canvas are absolutely amazing.
You know, I know he had never worked in Petaluma before, and Cobb's obviously carved out a nice fan base. But I like what White's doing here. I like the aggression that he's showing to the fans that have never seen him before. Coming out first match of the night, and he's going right after the guy, going right after Sterling.
That was
Sterling with a great face buster after the forearm in the corner, and he's getting going here, folks.
That was an impressive combo from Sterling. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. That was very, very impressive.
And so, again, White, though, with the nicely done counter to Sterling's over-aggressive nature. And you can see he's trying to keep Sterling in a position where he is at his worst down there on the mat. He picks him up, though. He's going to take him to the corner, get a couple shots in. White's going to send Sterling in.
Oh, here he comes.
He follows him in, and there's a big body splash. And Sterling will get covered here. A hook of the leg and a 2 count as Sterling, who we've seen adept on the mat, knows what he's doing down there. He's a good defensive wrestler as well.
But, you know, I want to point something out that we just saw there. Ethan White not happy with the rate of the count of a PPW official. Gold Rush wrestler,
that's an aspect I had
not
not thought of going into this show.
Pump handle. Oh, into the snake eyes. Nicely done. Ethan White. Never seen that one before. And he gets into a great position there, kind of ties up Sterling and drops him face foot. And, oh, that's just arrogant right there, a 2 count.
Very arrogant cover. That's not something that I personally condone.
that's-
You got to hook that leg if you want to try and get the victory.
And I'm surprised at how Ethan White's kind of muscling around Sterling. I was not expecting that coming in, and I'm shocked that Sterling isn't taking it to the mat at any opportunity since he's so good there and he showed so much proficiency at it in his last match here.
Well, Sterling's going to have to figure something out here as White continues to forearm into the small of the back, and he's working on that midsection. Like you mentioned, John, he keeps going back to it, and here is just going to send him gut first into the middle turnbuckle, and then lays him out, and he goes forehead first right into the mat. That he just tripped him up from behind. Now a cover, and only a 2 count. Wow, Sterling didn't even think that was coming. I think he expected maybe he was going to hold him up by the leg and maybe try a leg sweep or something, but he just brought him back out. That was really impressive. White has done some really kind of neat, unique things in this match.
Well, I got to tell you, a lot of that comes not just from the knowledge he received at the boot camp at the Gold Mine, but a lot from his manager, Lucius Delight. But right now he's in trouble. He's got to get his wits back about him because Victor Sterling is on the offensive, sweeping the leg, following those leg kicks. Great offense right now, trying to take down the strength of White, which are those legs.
And here's Sterling, and he looks like he's going to try and slam that leg down, and he does. Trying to hyperextend that leg at the hip flexor, bang the side of that knee down, and now he's in control.
Irish whip counter.
Reversal. No, another reversal, and Sterling, oh, he trips him up. And you wonder if that leg might have caught up there and didn't allow White to get a push out there. Now he goes to the eyes, and he's going to whip him in again.
Working over a leg is so smart because even if the guy's not showing it,
power slam, and he's not done.
He'll start not trusting that leg. He can't go as hard. It's a mental thing as much as it's a physical thing.
And so Sterling didn't go after the pin, and now he's readying himself to try and finish White off. There's Lucius again, and this time, he moves out of the way. Oh, White, look behind you.
Fellas,
Sterling,
you can't have that
gyrating.
happen.
Oh, single leg trip. He could be setting it up. He's trying to ready it. Sterling.
If he flips him over,
Ready
this is it.
is the reverse sharpshooter right there.
Ethan White's
He's
got to get to the
him,
rope.
and that's it. Sterling, your winner. That inverted sharpshooter. And it's Victor Sterling getting his first win in Phoenix Pro Wrestling doing it very well.
And your winner by submission, Victor Sterling.
Well, Tim and Eric, that was a very valiant effort by Ethan White, but at the end of the day, the miscommunication between White and Delight is what cost them the victory here today.
Yeah, you had mentioned earlier in the match about how much Lucius Fox is helping him, not only his training, but in his tactical strategies. But then you have to factor in something like that happens. There's a yin and a yang. There's helping and then there's hurting. How much of the balance is there?
And I'll tell you what, we've seen it many times before. It's good to have a mentor like Lucius.
And wrestling
in your
fans,
corner,
let's get up for your
but
winner,
if he starts
Victor
costing more matches
Sterling.
for Ethan White, White might have to figure something else out because he can't have Lucius keep doing that to him.